We learned that the BET Hip Hop Awards and the BET Soul Train Awards are going to, or right now, are suspended.
So BET has suspended BET Hip Hop and the Soul Train Awards indefinitely.
Oh, the satisfying downfall of the BET Awards. Here we go.
After announcing the end of the BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards, but here's the thing. These folks ain't even respect the audience enough to put out an official statement. The CEO did an interview with like R&B Radar, and he just said, we're taking a break, we pausing. It's not going to be on television no more, but we're trying to find other vehicles and avenues we could post it on. So the dude ain't even have the respect to say, man, we want to greatly inform you guys the BET Hip Hop Awards is over with. This man said, yeah, it's done. As if it was something that wasn't even like a priority to announce. So the interviewer asked Scott Mills, can you confirm the chatter that the two of the annual shows in BET Awards franchise, Soul Train and Hip Hop, are no longer being presented? So Scott Mills really went on some BS, okay? So he responded back, I will say that it's less about them being no longer and more about our team having to reimagine them for this changing media landscape that we find ourselves in.
Are you fast talking ass?
Y'all taking it off television, it's canceled. So this is where he kind of made it perfectly clear it's not coming back. So for BET Lanier, we have suspended the Soul Train and Hip Hop Award shows, but we have a team that's actively thinking about where those award shows might best live as the media climate continues to evolve. And before you niggas twist your lip to start blaming the white man, I want to say cut it out. Don't even go there, bro.
It's always the white man.
BET has always stood for bourgeoisie, envious, talentless niggas. Even though the white man probably still owns the network, the white man put the bourgeoisies in place to make sure this thing happened. They put their own self-interest above serving the culture. So, no, I don't want to hear Fat Joe blaming a white man.
I was scrolling yesterday, I seen BET's canceling the BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards. So they started switching. I think they let you host it.
3 years. 3 years.
Kevin Hart do the last one, so they put a little bit of fluidity back into it. But it was a time when it got like the Ratchet Awards and nobody was really going and this and that. Then I guess with the passing of Don Cornelius, whoever was in charge of the Soul Train, I guess, I don't know, slipped. It didn't have the same fluidity as it had other years, prior to before he passed. So now they just canceling it.
I don't care at all. All y'all sit around and talk about the paper you got. Nobody tried to buy it. If nobody tried to buy it, nobody asked for no ownership. Nobody was trying to have no ownership. It's just a reason for some people to act like they better than other people. Between Diddy and Jay-Z, it was run by them. Diddy gone, Jay-Z and hiding. What you wanted to be?
You just explained what do you want you to say?
I just gave
I got a different approach, man.
Okay.
My approach is factual. BET, this is a form of gentrification what's going on right now. Right? So I don't know if y'all really want to ask me about this shit, right?
So Fat Joe lines it up as if he's about to say the most profound, controversial thing ever in the world. I'm not sure y'all want to ask me about this, man.
He about to drop jewels.
Hey, y'all sure y'all want me to give my opinion on this, yo? And then he proceeds to say the thing that's probably the most common opinion there is. The white man messed up the BET Hip Hop Awards.
So BET came up as a community station for black people, right? The urban culture. And our man, Bob Johnson took the check. He sold it, first black billionaire, whatever the case may be.
Viacom.
He sold it. He
sold it to Viacom.
The two, Viacom and Paramount. MTV and them. VH1 and them. Little by little over the years, quietly, They've been firing a lot of people behind the scenes in BET, and everybody who has something to say, they've been firing them and this and this and that. And I know because I've been working on the BET Hip Hop Awards for 3 years. Shit was like the budget, not for me, but the budget
Just kept getting
chopped and chopped and chopped. And last year, I debuted my single with Khaled in the VMAs, and Katy Perry still flying through the air in the VMAs. They still blowing out of the cannons. They still flying in the air. They still got all the tricks. They still got the budgets. They got the shit, you know. And so
Everybody in charge of the BET Hip Hop Awards, by the way, was all black. It was all black employees. They had complete and absolute control of the BET Hip Hop Awards.
But that never stopped nobody from crying racism. Shit. People in all black cities cry racism all the time. That's probably where you find the most people talking about racism. You'd be like, how is this racism? Everybody here is black.
It was their terrible decisions. And by the way, nobody ever watched the BET Awards and says, oh my God, they don't got no flying rockets and capsules. Production was not the issue. The issue of the BET Hip Hop Awards was the awards that was being given out lacked validation. People looked at the award shows as an absolute joke because clearly, awards was being bought, agendas was being instilled into something that was supposed to be pure and for the culture. Fat Joe says gentrification. That the issue was gentrification. As a matter of fact, I'll be real. Coincidentally enough, ironically enough, when we talk about gentrification of the BET Hip Hop Awards, we're not talking about the funds being given. We're not talking about the production. As a matter of fact, the only place I believe that gentrification took place that really hurt the awards
Was you?
Was when they replaced the best host they ever had, Mike Epps,
Were you?
with the worst host they ever had.
You are the gentrification nigga. Oh, that's messed up, man.
Joe. And the numbers prove it. Now, the obvious that points out here would probably be Flacco. The numbers were already going down before Fat Joe took over. Cool. But there's still something to be said that no other host in the history of the BET Hip Hop Awards had less than 1 million viewers, but Fat Joe hovered around 300 to 200,000 live viewers. All right. Now, I do.
That also could be that TV is less popular and it becomes more and more, less and less popular each year. So declining views only makes sense. But, you know, Joe was talking that FBA stuff right around that time. He wasn't the beef.
Fat Joe only got that gig because Fat Joe told Rock Nation he wanted to be like Steve Harvey. So Rock Nation made the call, since Fat Joe was signed to him, to have
He said, we could do that for you.
the BET Hip Hop Awards. And that's why Fat Joe became the only host to host it like 3 times in a row. That's a fact. Because having Fat Joe three years in a row, and knowing how people feel about Fat Joe is crazy. Knowing how Fat
Right.
Joe feels about black folks is crazy.
these rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them. Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
These, you want me to say their name? We're gonna give them too much clout.
I mean,
The FBA, Foundational Black.
Nah, the clout. You not giving them clout. That's been there, and I don't want to say them, us clout.
Whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck.
I ain't never caping for nobody else outside of the group anymore. But I will say this: I understand that Fat Joe is truly just a dinosaur. He comes from an era where there was a time when black people accepted everybody, particularly if you were Puerto Rican in New York. I'm telling you, Joe came up thinking he was black, and now the world is changing around. He's like, wait a minute. I thought Puerto Ricans was black. All we had to do was claim. I'm telling you, we used to take everybody, Italians, everybody. Nobody don't believe me when I tell you this. And as we start to delineate and recognize ourselves for the distinct ethnic group that we are, you see less and less acceptance. So it was a time when Joe was, he was like, yo, I was fully black. I'm not black no more. Nobody talk to me. I think that's how he feels about the whole FBA thing. It's just that we've always been a lineage, but for it to be identified in something to take pride in is fairly new. So I think him saying, oh, FBI, I think he's treating it like it's a gang as opposed to, no, this is a group of people that are native to this land and have been since it's been America. All right, here we go.
To attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them?
I'm sure that at some point or another, some of us have been really annoyed by one particular individual or some individuals who just happen to be FBA on Twitter. But FBA, foundationally Black American, is still a lineage, right? So even though you may have been annoyed or attacked on Twitter by a couple of individuals who just happen to be FBA, to say F the entire lineage, it's like saying, George Lopez and some individual was hating on me on Twitter, and then I say F Latinos. Do you understand how terrible that is? And then also to the coincidence, and maybe it's just race bait, to be saying FBAs while saying the N-word out of your mouth in front of FBAs, it's insane. And
once again, he a dinosaur. He from another time.
It was divisive. So to include that man, by the way, as the BET Award host because Roc Nation made the call, it's insane. Fat Joe is violently anti-giving credit to FBAs. Violently against giving credit. I was just watching a podcast episode where Fat Joe is discussing where hip-hop started. For the last 50 years, it's been agreed upon by everybody in hip-hop that hip-hop started at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. That's been confirmed, stated, is in the record books. Fat Joe just did a podcast where he said, nah, we can't say it started at 1520 because my neighborhood, my predominantly Latino neighborhood, was also the birthplace of hip-hop.
So one of them Jeopardies, they put, what's the address of Sedgwick Avenue, 1515. Your normal person, your normal moms, your normal school teacher or somebody like that, they wouldn't really technically know that was the birthplace of hip hop. So that's justified. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to us to explain that, right? There's one of the biggest birthplaces of hip hop, Kool Herc, through the parties there, and it became legendary. But hip hop started in 3 different areas.
Old niggas always got gas. Always got to stop and burp and all that.
Started there. It started in Bronx River. Then it started in my hood too. So at three, I'm not. Yo, Kiss, what do you want me to say to you? You want me to tell you? I mean, Shot Rock, the first female MC, is from my block. Little Rodney C, Ruby D, the first Latino MCs from my block. Melly Mel's from my block. Love Bug Starcy's from my block. Grandmaster Flash used to play 23 Park. I'm from the Mecca, the soil. So, whenever anybody tries to start some hip hop shit, they just can't. I'm from there. I'm sorry for you.
Is it Sedgwick or is it your block?
No. It started in 3 different places. Sedgwick is where Kool Herc is from, and we acknowledge that as the birthplace of hip hop. But it started 3 different. It's Bambaataa, it's Flash, and it's Kool Herc. Those are the 3 founding fathers of hip hop. And it started out in them 3 areas in the Bronx. I happen to be from one of the areas where the biggest guys ever did it, Grandmaster Flash and a few.
He's going back really far, but we just talking about first. It's only one first. Who was first?
5.
There can't be 3 birthplaces, bro.
Right.
You are born at this hospital, that's your birthplace. You can, I was born in this hospital, man, but I moved here at 2 years. No, there's one birthplace, bro. One birthplace. And the birthplace don't mean that's the only place that matters in hip hop, but no, there's one birthplace, right? But Fat Joe, for the longest, has been trying to counteract this one movie that Tariq Nasheed made, which was like I believe is like Hidden Mics or One Mic, where he's detailing why FBA started hip hop. Fat Joe has always been against that, so now he's changing the birthplace of hip hop to fit his narrative. So to associate this man with the BT Hip Hop Awards already turned off so many people
3 times in a row.
that those ratings were gonna tank regardless, just by including this man a part of it. But Fat Joe was not the only problem. No, the problem was awards was being bought out, and everybody knew it, and everybody avoided it. Probably the most blatant, disrespectful example of awards being bought was the BET Hip Hop Awards Best Hip Hop Platform. It was so violently obvious that you had even
That's when Young Miami won.
industry people was like, "Yo, come on, bro. Yo, hey, yo, come on, bro." That's how crazy it was, and a lot of y'all probably already forgot about it. But let's re-jog your memory real quick. In 2021, BET Award for the Best Hip Hop Platform was awarded to 2 Revolt podcasts. Drink Champs, where there's somewhat of an argument that Drink Champs should get it, and also Carisha Please, which was a brand new podcast. I believe Carisha Please had about 3 episodes in, and they
I think she still got like 3 episodes.
won Best Hip Hop Platform. This is probably worse than when the actual BT Awards gave Sam Smith, a Caucasian from the UK, a BET Award, okay? This is egregious. And obviously this was a call by Diddy. Diddy said, "Hey, bro, I started this new platform called Carisha Please with my side piece or my girlfriend. Hey, bro, run it up and give her
I'm
the
gonna need
award."
her to win.
But
I'm gonna need Shorty to win because she could, you know what I'm saying?
disrespect didn't stop here. It didn't. Then the following year in 2023, when Carisha Please probably put out like 3 episodes a year. It was egregious. The following year, the Best Hip Hop Platform was awarded to Carisha Please again, beating out the Breakfast Club, the Joe Budden Podcast, Mil Hours Worth of Game, Hip Hop DX, and Drink.
Then she took back the Tinkle. Remember she said she liked it to Tinkle, and then now she took it back. And now, like, what else y'all talked about on there?
This was not even a situation where people even like try to pretend like this was something that was credible. No, this was pretty open and well known. This was an award that was bought by Diddy. And this wasn't the only award. Multiple awards was being bought out, bro. The program directors or people in charge of the BT Hip Hop Awards was selling awards and lining up their pockets. Or they was doing favor for their industry homies. Because this was really the only avenue the industry gatekeepers had to control, to be honest. Because they didn't control YouTube. They didn't control Twitter, right? Because things that are outside of these like award shows are dictated by the fans. The fans choose who they want to watch, which is why platforms like Vlad TV, Academics, Joe Budden Podcast, Say Cheese TV, Art of the Dialogue, and things like that. Those platforms are chosen by the fans, which is why those platforms are the highest performing platforms, right? So when the fans is choosing, like on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, the platforms chosen by the gatekeepers can't really compete, to be honest. But when it comes to these award shows and like the Complex Media List and the BT Hip Hop Awards, this is when the gatekeepers get to put up the middle fingers at the independent creators who are outperforming their industry darlings. This is when they get to stick it to us again. And the BT Hip Hop Awards did just that. All right. This is when the
Say, yo, we the bosses, we the big dog. But look, you also gotta look at it like this. Diddy gone. Diddy's contributions, whatever he paid to be able to do those sort of things, was probably the only thing that made the BET Awards worth it. You understand what I mean? Whatever contributions Diddy had must have been enormous. And with him being gone and unable to participate, I'm sure, once he returns, and who knows what the attraction, the deeper attraction may have been allegedly to Diddy being in charge of such an event. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if he was really the blackmailer they claim he was, which is also crazy that never came up throughout the trial, right? That lets me know that allegedly there was a power struggle there. But anyway, if he's not all those things, then how they gonna have the show? Where's their funding? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you happy that the BET Awards are over? Do you feel like it's the end of an era? Are we missing something? Did the white man did it again?